Hello, Cancer, and welcome to your Magic and Miracles reading with me, Melissa Joy. Now, today we are taking a look at what it is that Big Papa, Big Daddy Saturn, this path that has been forming for quite some time, especially the last two and a half, going on 3 years. And he's here to bring us a view from the upper world, to give us the power to know so that we can go and walk in it, okay? But also remember here, I am only the microphone. It is what your soul, your spirit, and your guides speak to you in your heart, because you're the one who knows what path and what journey you are on. Now, hang on a second, friends. They're like, turn the lights on for Cancer. I'm like, I'm going to turn the lights on for you. Okay. So anyways, in getting everything ready, I kept saying that there's a lot of anxiety and fear, and that has left you all tied up in the fear of limiting beliefs of the past and the future, but being able to find comfort in the present, to be able to find a way to drop into yourself and into the truth of who you are. So, Big Papa was talking about my heart feels happy and free. Now that is the encouragement of what comes along when you come into the present. Like, how do I settle into that? How do I ease into that? So I wanted to get you a Moonology card. It's not something I've done for the other signs. I think one of them got a Moonology, but let's see. Do not let your past hold you back. And I would say in this case, let me set these aside. Do not let your past hold you up. Okay, this is a fair maiden. This is someone who's waiting for their day, for their hour to love and to be loved, to shine and to come forward. It's almost like the wicked stepsisters, you know, and those are like the fragments of your mind based on your heart's experience of what you've been through. Maybe a little bit of Three of Swords energy, which is why I'm doing these readings on our superpowers, which has to do with our Pluto placement in our life, so that we can come into the knowledge of who we are and begin to apply it to our benefit as well as the benefit of the whole world. Because what you need to know is when something truly benefits you, it benefits the world around you. There is no fear or shame in you having pleasure in your life. So do not let the past hold you back, South Node. And that is also being fired up and hit like missiles in the game Battleship, because right now we're going through the Scorpio South Node, okay? It's Taurus North Node, Scorpio South Node, and that is the line of these points of the moon. And as it goes around, it's called the dragon or the snake. It begins whipping about. But the goal is to take hold of the tail and to complete the circuit, so that we don't fall for these tricks, traps, or tribulations anymore, these maniacal mindsets that come at us wanting to get a hold of our home. Okay, all these energies coming after you, they want a place to imbibe, live, and dwell without paying the price of embodying. And you're like, no to that. And yes to me. So let's get a little bit of pearl of wisdom here. Okay, well, give us a pearl of wisdom, Big Papa, for Cancer, of what they can look forward to. Blossoming abundance. Look at this. It's like eye-opening for you and making... Okay. The bombs that be dropping from that South Node. Let's take a look. Hostilities and action. Okay, so taking action out of anger, taking action out of frustration, taking action out of ignorance. And ignorance simply means not knowing, or knowing better but not doing better, because maybe you don't know how to do better, or will it really work out, and it might even seem to have a note of being untrue to who you are. Now, South Node is where we were coming from. North Node is where we are headed. And Big Papa's wanting to get you in to this blossoming abundance. This is bringing it into your present. Because remember the card that was put up under this giveaway, what Big Papa wants you to give up. And it's not so you miss out or make space. It's to clear the space for the good things coming. All right? And this is that good thing coming. Realizing that it is all coming together and the pieces of the puzzle fit, that there's nothing left out. Your heart was taken into consideration, because it is you who divined this before you even landed here. Okay, so let's get a little bit of soul card. We got some magic manifestation up in here. Oh, I see you. Detox, cleanse, and restore yourself. Now, this is a fine piece of artwork framed for the gallery, beautiful in your castle, your home, your vista. I mean, look at yourself, okay? We could tell you're coming from a castle. And now maybe it was other people's jealousies or your perceived jealousies either coming from you or coming towards you, okay? Now, it's not to say one or the other matters or bad or wrong or anything. It's simply whether it has been perceived or actual, that it has the same impact is what he's wanting us to know, okay? There was a whole little tiff that came out here, especially this year in the year of the tiger. And I can see it's been difficult because it's required a lot of shifts, adjustment, and finding out, oh, okay. Well, if you don't know, down our South Pole is the chameleon and that South Node. Now, the irony of it is there is no exact point like Polaris for the North. There is no exact point down there, but there is octans, which points towards it. So how do we get into our life purpose? How do we open up to this when it's apparent that we haven't known? We haven't known in some time, if at all, okay? So Big Papa, give us some help to know how to take these proper actions that lead to the benefits, rewards that we desire, and no longer to the resistance. Okay, so we need to get some more pearls, because can you see her pearls flying up there? But they're coming at you. They're not being released from you. Wisdom is coming your way, but also accompanied by compassion so that you can apply it into your life. Take it in. It's like the spoonful of sugar. Have some medicine. Go down. Look at that. That came in also, the pearl. Now, this is Spirit's help coming along for you. That's what these angels are here for. Is this Keter? No, it's Bina, the left eye of knowledge. Like, it's talking about the dreams of the potential of what you think could be, would be, or should be. Okay, so let's get a little bit more into the pearls. Door to personal happiness and healing. Okay, that's interesting because it's called healing and happiness, but he's telling me that your happiness leads to your healing. It's a healing of your faith, of your belief, that door flung open a long time ago. And I don't know if you've ever seen The Wind in the Willows. What is it, Toad? When Toad had left Toad Hall because he was in jail for a while, he comes back and all the stoats and the rats and whatever have taken over, and it's run amok in there. And it's making a mess and making mayhem because it's not theirs. It doesn't belong to them. So cleaning out these old mindsets, these old attributes and attributions, like associations that you've made in your mind that, oh, if somebody looks at me like this, then that means that, and I need to alter my behavior. If somebody says this to me, then I interpret it as that, and da-da-da-da-da. Okay? So, because the truth is, this is what's really here. They're wanting you to connect to the divine order. So this could have some to do with meditation, getting to know yourself. You could do stream of consciousness journaling. You could just sit quietly with yourself and make notes afterwards. But take note of when you begin to feel this clash, this rift, and this shift, because it seems kind of like, okay, that's moving back to the past, like that drop, like ready for that other shoe to drop. Okay, but let me tell you, Cinderella dropped a shoe and it worked out for her. Okay, so let's just get on with that. He's saying, don't you worry your little head here. All right, we're going to bring in, we've got your heart taken into account. Ooh, it has been rough. The things that you have seen, endured, and like the diminishing of your power, not being seen for the beauty and the power of who you really are. Maybe there could have been some being used and utilized, like in Cinderella, they used the house and they took over, but that they only gave her crumbs, right? It's almost like you're the secret power that has run the whole thing, but you haven't gotten access to the keys. Ten of Swords. It's a trip because remember we were talking about Bina, the left eye? The left eye of knowledge, that pearl. Can you see here? Now, when I'm looking at it, that is the left eye. Okay. Now, it views as the right, but it is your actual left eye. Maybe you had injury to it. I know I did. Some of you, there's an interesting thing about a soccer ball going on in here. What is that about? Competition. Ooh, now that could be a wreckage going on. That makes me think of that jealousy that we were talking about in the beginning, that there's this air of competition around you. So whether it came with you or whether it came in the home that you grew up in, because sometimes things can get trapped in our energy field. Think of it like a swimming pool. People get in and get out, and their stuff is left there. So imagine in your growing up years, a lot of that competition getting into the pool that you yourself have to get into as well, and it was left behind. All right, so let's see, Big Papa, how do we clear this competition so Cancer can freely give this up, and then we can look at the rewards and the benefits. Hang in there, Cancer. So let's see about this. How do we give that up? So plasma, for one, time is of the essence. It's coming in here. Whoa. Okay, in here it's talking about don't agree. Now, not getting a discord, but don't get an agreement with it. I've got a card here. But can you see that the Two of Swords have already penetrated? But this is using your power, like the power that we saw in those cards that were creeping out. The power of your permission. Their permission to say and to state your intention. Thus, your intuition. Don't let suspicion and the side eye grab hold of the Cancerian energy of moving sideways and sideways and sideways promotion. We want you headed straight into your satisfaction, and your satisfaction coming straight to you, okay? So, giving you permission. This is the Hanged Man. Now, what is wild, when that shook, that lightning bolt, it shook and quaked the foundation so much that Big Papa fell out. All right. You might check out where Saturn is in the placement on your chart and take a little look at that. So this is about getting an epiphany. Okay, another being tied up, snagged, and snared. This was not a hangman of choice. Being left here to rest and to reflect. And you're like, what do I do with that? How do I free myself? How do I get out of this? Because it's also kind of like the chameleon energy, always having to hang upside down in order to gain a new perspective. So how do we bless Cancer's vision into provision, reward, blessings, and success? Okay, Big Papa, give us a little bit. I'm going to get into, we're going to get back into these cards here at the bottom. Still that Five of Swords. It's that competition going on. I don't usually read it as such, but the world. Okay, go out and give the world a new chance. They're talking about be brave. Be brave and watch the world light up in your favor. It's kind of like candles. It's like your birthday, like a happy birthday to you, entering in with the attitude of celebration and honoring that. It's like the energy that you bring. You bring that energy of celebration, and maybe you didn't know you are this magnificent divine being. The world is you. All right. So it's kind of like if you go into your room and maybe say your office is a wreck or a mess. Like if y'all could see just here, this is the last bit of stuff to clear in the house. And it's asking yourself, how would I like to order this? How would I like to put this in order? Well, it's the same with your mind's eye, with the way you see the world when you go out. There's this little series on Netflix, and it's called Dash and Lily, or Lily and Dash. And I don't want to spoil it for you, but it comes when we can keep having the same experience, when we keep having the same perspective, okay? But the Spirit is wanting to step in, because with this card, there is that bit of Cinderella-ishness, letting the little mice come in to play, to come in to help you. Little helps, little hands, little assistances. It's those little adjustments along the way is what Big Papa's saying will bring in this dynamic new delivery. What is being delivered to Cancer? And he's like, get back in the pearls. Because I think of Cancer as the cans, as the pearls. Victory. Oh my. The great pearl to go in your crown. How you like that? Beautiful adornment, man or woman, that pearl of wisdom, and it will not be heavy on your head. It is the very thing that brings it into the culmination, all into balance. And what is a trip? Your card is the first one where I'm seeing you receive this gift, Cancer. I am seeing you receive that gift and that blessing, and the upper world is bringing it in Godspeed. So let's get you a little bit of crystal assistance here, and then we will let you head on out into your beautiful world with that confidence, that new built confidence that has come over time, to know that it doesn't have to sit there and keep irritating you. That's the beauty of a pearl. When it gets put into its setting, it's no longer in there irritating the oyster. Your heart, it's tender and it's fleshy and it's beautiful, that you don't have to be irritated or like that static of that conflict going on anymore, because you can choose otherwise. It doesn't matter how you grew up. Those things, yes, they could seem relevant in a certain way, but he's voting for you here to be able to step into the beauty of who you are, the honor and the position and the reward of it. Ooh, we got Emerald coming in, Pinky Promise of the Heart. And that is awesome because that is the Emerald is the stone of Taurus, and it has to do with May, and it has to do with the heart. And being that we're in that time right now, the head is going, woo, woo, I vote for you, Pinky Promise. So it's knowing that a promise has been made to you and you are not on the outs anymore. You are seen, you are heard, you are valued, and you are important, friend. Hey, I am so glad you stopped by. If you enjoyed this, you could consider like, share, and subscribe down below. It is free as always. Same as you could also leave a comment or a compliment. Compliment yourself down below so I can get to know you, friend. I'm so glad you came by here. And I want you to know I love you. Check out any of the readings anytime, as they are all timeless. And maybe consider checking out the Superpowers read and begin to get the feels for your awesome power and who you are in this brand new life that Big Papa's given you. So until then, friend, bye.